bitch, go bestie. Can't fuck with these hoes cause they messy. Go bitch, go bestie. Can't fuck with these hoes cause they messy. Go bestie.
What's up, besties? I am back with another video. If you're new to my channel, I definitely want to welcome you. If you're not so new to my channel and you've been here before, what's up, best friend? What's up, best friend? About 3:40 in the morning and I'm up filming. This video is gonna be a little different from what you guys are used to. The last video that I filmed was a prank. This video is a little bit more heartfelt. I want my YouTube channel to be very transparent. I know what you guys see on Instagram, I know you guys see on Facebook, but I want my YouTube to be you guys really getting to know me. So because you're my besties, it's only right that I let you in. It's only right that I share me with you. And I'm actually gonna start that in this video. Today's video is, as the title shows, soul surgery. I have daddy issues. It sounds crazy. A lot of people make light of the situation, but it's true. So for the next so I'm gonna create a whole season. So my next 4 videos are gonna be based around the soul surgery I have daddy issues topic. Thumbs up, like this video, comment, and subscribe, okay? I don't know how this video is gonna play out, okay? I'm gonna try to tell you my story as best I can, to the best of my ability with the utmost accuracy. A lot of people create this world that they want to live in, and they create this fake happiness, but the truth is, if you cut me, I bleed just like you bleed. I cry just like you cry. I'm not exempt. I don't care how many followers I have, I don't care how many subscribers I have, I'm not exempt. I go through shit just like everybody else. So yeah, like I said, this segment is gonna be called Soul Surgery I Have Daddy Issues. And we'll probably continue this on. If you guys like it, let me know. If you guys, whatever you guys want to see. But I personally feel like, one, you guys deserve to know me at this point, and then 2, that I could help someone else through what they're going through. So I'm gonna begin sharing my story and my daddy issues and where they stem from and how they've affected me when I first noticed it as a child, and then how it happened to me personally and how it's affected me now as an adult. I feel like this is stuff that people are embarrassed or afraid to talk about, and it needs to be talked about. It's something serious. People think daddy issues and they think, oh, she's just a girl with daddy issues, she's a slut, oh, she's a whore, and make light of the situation, opposed to really dissecting what goes into this whole thing with daddy issues. Okay, I think I'm really nervous because a couple days ago, it hit me. It hit me that I have yet to face the skeletons in my closet. This is new for me, and I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash from this, from family, from friends, but it's my truth, it's my story. No one can tell me what I did and didn't go through, and if you hate me after this or you love me after this, thank you. And if you hate me after this, I really don't care, because this is me releasing my truth, and this is me being honest with myself. This is me helping others, because I'm sure there's another woman, there's another girl dealing with, if not the same exact thing as me. So you guys bear with me as I get into this beginning of my channel. There was a video that I made, a get to know me video, and in that video I answered questions that you guys wanted to know. Actually, 2 of the questions that people asked was, out of my parents, which ones do I admire, and how's my relationship with my parents? I told everyone that I would get into that later. Well, this is later. We're gonna start with the term daddy issues. When you think of daddy issues, or when people think of daddy issues, they jump to the assumption that this girl's a whore. She lacks attention, so she does anything for attention. And it's easy to get in her pants. She's very promiscuous. I find that to be not, it's some of it, but it's not what daddy issues are. Daddy issues is an informal phrase, okay, for the psychological and emotional challenges that a person faces when a father is absent, okay? These are challenges that we face. So that's daddy issues. We face different demons every day due to the lack of affection and the lack of a father being present, and etc. So that's daddy issues. Daddy issues is way beyond a sexual aspect, okay? People try to make light of it and play it like, oh, she's got daddy issues. Like, yeah, but this shit is deeper than what you think it is or what people present it to be. So we're gonna start with me and my story, okay? This is the first time that I've ever confronted myself and told myself that, yes, sis, you have daddy issues. Like, you got daddy issues, okay? My mother and my father divorced when I was 3 years old. My mom ended up moving out of state, and my dad ended up winning a custody battle between my sister and I. Mind you, the second oldest out of 5 children. So I have a younger sister. We both share the same mom. All my other siblings have different parents. My parents divorced when I was 3 years old. So yeah, my dad ended up winning the custody battle with me and my sister. My mom was no longer in the picture. She had moved to a different state. My dad at the time worked for Best Buy as a truck driver. So as you can imagine, truck drivers are never really home, so I never really got to see him. However, when he was home, I want to say all the way up until about the age of 9, he was amazing. My dad found time to dress us up and take family photos. We do daddy-daughter days. We do little shit as far as like even washing the car in the parking lot and listening to music. Like, he'd play fight with us, he'd kiss us, he'd tuck us in the bed. Like, he was amazing. Like, with what he was given, my dad was by far my favorite person in the whole world. He was my favorite person in the whole world, okay? Between the ages of 8 and 10, my dad had his potential wife and mother candidates. So he was dating. The first girl that came around, she was cool. She had a daughter. Me and her daughter were really cool. We'd hang out. We'd all hang out together. We'd go to dinner, all types of stuff. We'd go to her house, everything. So one day we went to her house and she greeted us, hey girls, you know, all that stuff. And I went in the room to play with her daughter. And as I'm in the room playing, I can hear my dad and his girl going at it. Now, the way my father raised me, it was a child stays in a child's place. A child should always know their place. And with that being said, is you don't ask no questions. You don't pick and pry. You don't do none of that. So they're arguing in the other room. My dad comes in. He grabs my sister and I, and we leave. I don't see his girlfriend as we're leaving, okay? She's nowhere in sight after this argument. So we ended up leaving. I never see her again. Definitely curiosity. The argument was very intense. That I do remember. It was a very intense argument. So then came along, after that breakup, right? Then came along a newbie. Sasha was my dad's girlfriend following this previous girlfriend, okay? And Sasha actually lasted longer than the last girlfriend. She was literally, I want to say, me and my sister both can agree that she was our all-time favorite. She was definitely a real-life mother figure, and she filled the void that my mother had left me with. Sasha was everything. She was everything. We'd go for family outings, cookouts, beach trips. I was in a bowling league at the time. She would come to all of my tournaments. Just everything. We'd go over her house and hang out with her mom and dad. In my case, grandma and grandpa. She'd come over and stay the night with us. We'd have mom and daughter slumber parties. We took family pictures, everything. I want to say her and my dad lasted about 2.5, almost 3 years, until one day she just disappeared. I want to say that one hit me the most, because she did a lot for me. She was everything that I envisioned a mom being. She was everything that I wanted my mom to be. So when she disappeared, and like no one sits you down and tell you as a kid that this is what's going on, like you have questions. You want to know, was it me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I do? Was it something that I did? I know her and my dad oftentimes would argue about how my dad would discipline my sister and I, or, you know, the differences that they had in their relationship. And there was just so many unanswered questions that me and my sister had. And knowing that they never be answered sucked the most. So she ended up disappearing. I ended up never seeing her again. Following her disappearance, my dad started to as well. After that relationship ended, my dad indulged in work. We didn't see him as much. We spent a lot more time with his mom around this time. When he was home, we'd still rarely ever see him. Some days when he'd be home, we'd see him some days at a time. Sometimes it'd be a couple times out of the week. It was just kind of like all over the place. So I'm young. I'm like 8, 9, and I have this father who's gone from being really active and present to just kind of drifting away a little bit. And then, I don't know, as a kid, you never really know how to wrap your mind around stuff like that, you know? So I didn't really know what it was. I just kind of figured, you know, he was dealing with the breakup bad. He's going to indulge in work. Cool. Okay. At this time, we had moved around the corner from Mama's house. Mama's grandma, so my dad's mom. So mind you, when my dad started indulging in work, we would stay at grandma's house because we would go to school from grandma's house and everything. So my dad ended up getting a house around the corner from Mama's. Everything was gravy. Like, daddy's home, you know, he's working. When he's home, you know, we have family dinner. He was slowly but gradually getting back to himself. He was, like I said, an amazing father, okay? After getting set into our new house, I want to say a couple months maybe after, my dad ended up wanting us in bed at a certain time. It went from stay up and watch movies with daddy, let daddy read you a book before you go to bed, to after you eat dinner, clean the kitchen, and then it's time for bed. That was an ultimate, like, what? Like, what? So yeah, he'd have us go to bed at a certain time. And the way that my room was set up, my room windows looked out on our backyard, which is where everybody parked when they came to our house. They drive in the alley and they'll pull into the backyard. So one night he told us to go to bed, and something just told me, like, go look in the backyard. And I looked in the backyard, and there was a silver Kia got pulled into the backyard. And I'm like, okay, he's got company, cool. But then it kept happening. Like, it was happening, like, habitually. So I could never make out the figure because it was always so dark outside. But I knew it was a woman that was coming to see my dad. I don't know what my dad said to make her comfortable, but one morning, I'm in bed, I wake up, actually I'm in bed, and this lady, who I've never met before, this lady walks into my room half naked with my dad's t-shirt on. She's like, it's time to get ready for school. To me, I'm angry. I'm angry and I'm explosive inside for several other reasons, because one, it hasn't been that long since you and Sasha split. and I'm still not over her. That was my mom. Like, that was my mother. You can't tell me she wasn't my mom. So it's like, okay, who the fuck are you? Like, who the fuck are you? Where the fuck did you just come from, right? I go to school fucking pissed. I don't kiss my dad that day. I don't hug him that day, nothing. I'm angry, I'm confused. I'm just all this stuff, right? I guess that was her introduction, because after that, my dad would leave us with her all the fucking time. Like, he'd leave for work, we're with her. We were no longer with our grandmother, which is where I would have much rather have been, because bitch, I don't know you. I simply don't know you. I don't want to get to know you. And they say kids have an intuition and they feel a vibe, and her vibe was completely off. Like, I was not fucking with her vibe whatsoever. However, I give people the benefit of the doubt. So even though I wasn't fucking with her, it was like, okay, I trust my father to not put me in harm's way type thing, you know? So yeah, my dad ends up working a lot more. He's gone. So she was always around literally all the time, okay? I never see my dad. He forced us to be with her without proper introduction, not know, hey, these are my kids, this is homewrecker, these are my kids. Like, it wasn't none of that. It was just like, hey, it's time for school. Hey, I'm here all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna kiss your dad in front of you. Yeah, your dad's gonna take me out. Like, at this point, she's stepping on her toes. So I just was not having it. And then as months go on and weeks go on, I noticed a change in my dad. He started to withdraw himself a little bit from my sister and I. It went from he'd get off work and be so excited to see us and kiss us and hug us, to he'd get off work and he'd not say anything, keep walking past you. If he did say something, it was really dry and short. She ended up moving in. Just everything changed. Everything changed. Like, he became a man I didn't recognize. We weren't having dinners together anymore. He wouldn't kiss us goodnight. Like, he wouldn't kiss us. If he hugged you, it wasn't the big bear hugs we're used to. It was like one of those one arm hugs. He was a lot more distant, and kind of like pushing her like on us. He just became completely different. Within that year, they got married. Within that year, I seen a different kind of beast. So my case of daddy issues is completely different from others. Some people haven't had a dad at all. For me, it's like I had a present absent father. There was just a lot. After my dad got married, his temperament went out the window. His affection went out the window. His conversation went out the window. Everything went out the window. He became a man that I no longer recognized. If I had to use one word to describe my father, it would be narcissistic. And if you don't know what a narcissist is someone who has little to no empathy, okay, and manipulates others, and he lies, and he makes you feel like he does the things he does to you and you deserve them because of you, because of what you did, when in all actuality you could have did probably nothing at all. Okay, that's my dad. I want to take this slow and really paint a picture for you guys to understand how drastic my world changed. I went from having literally the world's most amazing father, like the first man I've ever loved, to even now as a woman, like, it's like losing your best friend. Honestly, I always wanted to be the daddy's girl. I've always longed and seeked for my father's approval. And as we get further into this, you'll find that that was just never really enough for him. Maybe a couple months after getting married, well, even before they got married, my father knew off rip I wasn't feeling her. My dad knew, like, we didn't get along. I didn't like being around her. I wanted to be around my dad. I wanted to be away from the house. I wanted to hang out with my friends, anything to not be around her. She had this attitude of, I'm your mama. And me in my head, it's like, I know who my mother is, and I know who my mother should have been. And I just don't fuck with your vibes right now. I don't fuck with how you were introduced to me. I don't fuck with your energy. I don't fuck with your vibe. Like, I don't like being around you. You make me feel weird. Like, I just don't like you. And my dad knew that, but it was like, that's my fiance. That's my girlfriend. So the story behind them, they're high school sweethearts. Reconnected, blah, 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 whatever. I personally don't care for the bitch. I'll probably never care for the bitch, just to be real. Her spirit, I'm very church going, okay? I believe in God. I believe in the spirit of discernment. And I wholly believe that I'm blessed with that. And her spirit was just not right. It was not settling right with me. But yeah, so that's her backstory, her high school sweetheart. So to my dad, it was like, I know her. That's who I want. Y'all my kids. Y'all gonna respect her because that's who I'm dating. Y'all gonna respect her. Not that we were ever really even disrespecting her. It was just, he wanted that. I don't know what he was trying to prove to her, but he's trying to prove to her something. So fast forward back to what I was saying. They end up getting married. I'm literally pissed at the wedding because I'm like, sis, you were just my dad's girlfriend not too long ago. Now you're his wife. Like, now you're his wife, and now the ball has dropped. So at this point, my dad's forcing us. This is your mom. You don't call her homewrecker. I'm sorry, that's not her name, but I'm gonna call her that because that's how I feel about her. You don't call her homewrecker, you call her mom. First of all, sir, you still ain't even addressed to me what went on with my mother, my biological mother. You haven't told me anything that's going on with Sasha, who's been a part of my life for 3 years. Like, who I've grown an emotional attachment to, and you just literally, you took her away. So you're not gonna put another woman in front of me to get emotionally attached to and tell me that that's your wife. So, and tell me that that's your wife, so I gotta call her mom. Like, bro, no. Like, so that ends up coming about. It becomes an issue because me, I'm not doing none of that shit, bro. You're my father. I love you. I want to please you. I want to make you happy. But that shit that you're asking me right now, I just can't do, right? So the wedding goes on. I'm fucking tight. After that, she's literally, after the wedding, she gets pregnant. She comes downstairs. I'll never forget, I'm watching cartoons. Me and my sister. She comes downstairs and it's like a cream on her leg. And we like, yo, you got something on your leg? She's like, oh, that's just some ice cream. And I'm looking at her like, bitch, how dumb do you think I fucking am? Like, how dumb do you think I am? So boom. Shortly after the cream on her leg, she gets pregnant. I find out she's pregnant. She comes downstairs to me. I'm eating Jello on the couch, watching cartoons. I'm probably 10. She's like, I got something to tell you. And I'm like, what? I'm having a baby. Mind you, they ain't even been married a year yet. And she's having a baby. So I'm consumed with so many emotions. I'm so tight. I don't know whether I want to punch a hole in the wall, if I want to cry, or if I want to be excited. Because, bitch, I don't like you. I don't like you, and I see what you're doing. So she ends up getting pregnant. And shit just changes with me and my dad. Like I said, my dad became a lot more aggressive. His temperament went out the window. His affection went out the window. He wouldn't kiss us no more. He wouldn't read us books. He wouldn't tuck us in. We had no more daddy-daughter dates, nothing. She literally consumed all of my father. She took him from me. Around this time, shit gets crazy. Shit gets crazy. My dad I'm older, and because of how stuff is playing out and the animosity that I hold in my heart towards the fact that you have yet to tell me what happened to Sasha, you have yet to tell me what happened to my mother, you have yet to properly introduce me to this woman who you just jumped the longest yard with, and now she's pregnant with your baby. I was angry. I was a very, very angry kid. And this is where it begins. This is where my father and I begin to bump heads. This is where I find out who he really is and what he's become. And this is where the start of my daddy issues stem from. So I am going to stop it here. I'm going to drop my next video following this topic. And you guys are going to find out what happened. You guys are going to find out how it personally affected me and physically affected me at this point. So here's just enough, okay? I'm not gonna lose the courage. I'm gonna continue to share this story. And like I said, if you don't like me after it, that's not my problem. This is my truth. But I'm gonna stop it here because I don't want to bore you guys to death. But keep your eyes out for the next video. Make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will be back with the second part of Daddy Issues. Peace, love, good night.
Go bitch, go bestie. Can't fuck with these hoes cause they messy. Go bitch, go bestie. Can't fuck with these hoes cause they messy. Go bestie.